What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Antoine here, and welcome back. We're back with another video on the channel. In today's video, we're here on another Ram Talk video. Haven't done these in a while, so I figured why not, do some Ram Talk video in today's video. And today's video, of course, is going to be randomly talking about my favorite point guard of all time in the NBA history of NBA basketball, of course. And it's, of course, Chris Paul. As of yesterday, on February 13th of 2026, a couple of days after my 26th birthday, what I'm saying, Chris Paul made a announcement that he is officially retiring for the NBA after getting waived by the Toronto Raptors. Um, Obviously, they didn't want him anyway, so he got waived by them, and Chris Paul straight up announced it afterwards that he's officially retiring because of, well, no one didn't want him, so no one wanted to give him his world tour and whatever. And I hate the Clippers, Los Angeles Clippers. Y'all some bitches, and I hate y'all to death. And I hope y'all get cursed and y'all don't win a championship for the rest of the days. Um, and I hope that they find out about the inspiration bullshit and then they punish y'all for this shit. But that's nor here, that's nor there. So he can get his retirement tour. So for all the haters out there, people who laughing at this shit and think it's all funny, like, yeah, but he gonna be retired, so he gonna retire. Well, he announced his retirement. Saying, on Instagram, he announced he's retiring and all that, and it's unfortunate because this was going to be his last year, and it probably the most disastrous shit I've ever seen out of an NBA superstar of a disaster last year, final year of Chris Paul's caliber. Like, granted, like I said before, um, obviously Chris Paul, the reason why he's in the position right now is because obviously Los Angeles Clippers did not want him. They told him go home and all this other type of bullshit. And now the team struggled. They were trying to find what's best for Chris Paul, give it to the team. Chris Paul got traded to the Toronto Raptors, got waived, and now he immediately announced that he's officially retiring for the NBA. He Instagram post this. Show you guys his Instagram post when he announced his retirement. So this is his obviously his Instagram post they made just like yesterday and all that. He said this and I quote. He said, "This is it. After over 21 years, I am stepping away from basketball. And as I write this, it's hard to really know what to feel. But for once, most people would be surprised. I don't have the answers low, but mostly I'm filled with so much joy and gratitude. While this chapter of being an NBA player is done, the game of basketball will forever be ingrained in the DNA of my life. I've been in the NBA for more than half my life, spanning 3 decades. It's crazy even seeing that playing basketball for a living has been an unbelievable blessing that also came with lots of responsibilities. I embrace it all, the good and the bad. As a lifelong learner, leadership is hard and it's not for the weak. Unlike the LA Clippers, some will like you, and many people won't like the LA Clippers. But the goals was always but the goal was always the goal, and my intentions were always sincere. Damn, I love the competing. Which if this will should go for any other competitor that competing that competing in any other sports, saying not just basketball but anywhere. You would love to compete, all that, but some people are just so soft and sensitive, like fucking LA Clippers. It feels really good knowing that I played it and treated this game with the utmost respect since the day my dad introduced to me to it. It was the very first relationship I ever knew. Basketball gave me a reason to wake up at 5 a.m. and work out before school. It gave me a reason to find a way to get to the UMCA on the snowy days, YMCA, UMCA, YMCA on the snowy days, even when the roads were icy. It gave me the reason to be the little more. It gave me reason to be the little brother always trying to beat his big brother. It gave me a reason to earn good grades so I can have a chance to play in college. It gave me a reason to score, 61 points in a game, even though my grandfather had just been killed. It gave me a reason to show up and rehab every day, show up and rehab day after day after the Mendes tear. and Jones fractures and separated shoulders and 5 hand surgeries. The game always gave me a reason to show up, and the true leaders and fighters know that, and that right there, showing up is half of the battle, unlike the LA Clippers. So with now with all that, all the gratitude that I could possibly have, it's time for me to show up for others and others and in another way. The last season I knew I couldn't do so. It's unless I was at home with my family. Those 6 years away were a lot of sacrifice for all of us, and I knew I had to it had to come to an end. And now I know wholeheartedly the best teammate I could be is to Jay Chris the second at camp, which is his kids, which is cool. I am so excited to take with me to the next chapter all the incredible things basketball has taught me, and more importantly, that the people I have been blessed to meet through basketball have taught me. To all the teammates, coaches, staff, executives, and most of all the family, I can't begin to thank you so much enough. What I'm saying, but the good news is that I'll have much more time to start, and the biggest thanks of all goes to the man upstairs. If you know this and reading this, feel free to finish. God is good all the time, and all time God is good. So, now that was his poster he made announced on Instagram. Obviously CP3 up there. You go watch it up there, and yeah, that's pretty much it. That was it. His letter, everything that he talked about, his career after being a basketball player for 21 plus years. He announced his retirement, and he's officially done. And yeah, my favorite point guard of all time, Chris Paul, is officially retired. Ah, man, man, oh man, oh man. I mean, honestly, I have a lot to say, obviously, you know what I'm saying? You already know, I always do my thank you videos, you know what I'm saying? Give big shout outs to people, you know what I'm saying, that has been a very influenced to me in my lifetime, been really incredible. I did this with Sting, John Cena. I think I did, now I'm doing this with Chris and Derek Rose, and now I'm doing it with CP3, of course, because obviously these are the people that have been like have played a vital part of my life, but also they're really good, people and really good, do like really good what they do. And my favorite point guard announced his retirement, and it sucked ass because he was like basically the John Stockton, but black in my opinion. And he was just being a really good teammate to a lot of people. Granted, yes, his leadership is not all perfect, but he really want to compete to win. That's always been his motto. Unlike the Los Angeles Clippers, who's known to be bitches and don't have no deal leadership, is why they get investigated by the inspiration bullshit. But that's not here, that's not there. Chris Paul, sometimes he demand something more or demand less, whatever. It's his typical leadership thing. You know what I'm saying? Because you want to be the guy to help this team to reach the promised land. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, when he was in New Orleans, you know what I'm saying? He got drafted there. And there was a weird situation at the time going to New Orleans because they had a Hurricane Katrina. Well, I don't know when Hurricane Katrina started, but he was drafted to New Orleans. Hurricane Katrina happened. They had a whole shit destroy everything in New Orleans. They had to they had to evacuate. You know what I'm saying? All this type of stuff. You had to go to OKC. You know what I'm saying? Oklahoma. All that in their stadium, whatever. That situation. And despite that, he let that team to be relevant because New Orleans, ever since they came to the NBA, they have not been that relevant. And then when Chris Paul came in there, they started fucking winning, and they started being relevant more than they've ever been before. Winning Rookie of the Year, just destroying things. I remember there was a clip of him actually dunking and shit at 6 foot. I'm like, damn. So even at a young age, at that small of a height, 6 foot, Chris Paul dunking in New Orleans and all types of stuff. I was like, damn, he's actually proving pretty good. You know what I'm saying? And it's very pretty interesting, it's pretty cool. I like the fact that he did let that team to be relevant. You know what I'm saying? He gave Kobe Bryant the run of his money and everything else. It was pretty cool. I like that. I think that was like one of my favorite series of him versus Kobe Bryant in that series. Man, I was like, if someone wins this series, someone's going to that one of them was going to the finals. And he gave Kobe Bryant a heartache, man. And then but Kobe Bryant Paul Gasol pulled through and won the whole thing. I'm like, damn, it sucks, man. But competing in the Western Conference back then, it was pretty hard, and it's pretty hard right now. You know what I'm saying? But That's no here, that's no there. Um, I remember those days. Him, I think him, J.R. Smith, and then David West. They were a package of three people in the group in New Orleans. Man, it was so awesome. He was just killing it, having fun, being an all star. He was really trying to help this team to be great. You know what I'm saying? That was the whole point of being there. He didn't care where he was at. CP3 was always going to be the John Stockton, whatever team he went to in New Orleans and everywhere he go to. It was pretty cool, man. And I like it, man. It was pretty cool. Um, and then of course that whole situation happened. I remember, like it was yesterday. He obviously he was going originally going to go to the Lakers with Kobe Bryant, and he was going to trade Paul Gasol away and everything else because Kobe was trying to compete again. But David Stern decided to veto the shit because New Orleans did not have an owner, so he became the owner, and fortunately he vetoed the shit and sent Chris Paul to LA Clippers. That hurt me to death, man. I was so pissed as a kid thinking about that. I was like, shit, man. Come on, man. We could have had it right there. We could have had it. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they could have got a ring or something like that, but we don't know that for sure. That's gonna be like one of the biggest what if Chris Paul and Kobe went obviously, team up again. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. It's crazy. But he went to the Clippers. Um, you know what I'm saying? There was a dog shit franchise, wasn't relevant, had no bunch of nobodies, had a bag of chips and shit. They drafted DeAndre Jordan, Blake Griffin, and everything else. They brought Jamal Crawford with the six man. They had pretty much decent amount of rotation into the Lob City era, right? With him and Blake Griffin. Blake Griffin became a bona fide star. DeAndre Jordan was just too damn good defender. Jamal Crawford is doing their things like this LA Clippers team, in my opinion, was like the best version of the LA Clippers, team ever. Like they were really like on top of the pinnacle of all pinnacles. They were kicking ass and everything else, man. It was amazing. You know what I'm saying? Being like Lob City was making NBA fun type shit. Like when you see Chris Paul, Blake Griffin, and whoever they're going against, whether it's the Lakers, or anybody else, they become so fun. Like it'd be crazy, man. I like that. It was so awesome. You know what I'm saying? And I'll never forget this one game in the playoff. They was going against the Spurs. I don't know if the Spurs won the championship afterwards. I don't know, but I think they probably did. But the Clippers were going against the Spurs. It was Game 7, round one, mind you, round one, and obviously Kawhi was still there. Obviously Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, and then Ron Ginobili was all there as well on their own teams, right? Chris Paul came down the lane, made a driving basket while Blake Griffin trying to dunk on. He almost fucked himself up completely. He drive the basket in with like 1 second left, I believe. I'm like, damn, holy crap! Like that game was like literally my NBA Finals right there, man. If you'd had the Spurs and the Clippers in the NBA Finals, in my opinion, that would have boosted up so many ratings. It was just so tense back and forth. Man, that was so good, man. It was so good. It was only the first round, which is crazy enough. And then that didn't work out. They kept getting injury, and then he went to the Houston Rockets with James Harden. Perfect combo. They gave the best Warriors of all time, well, not the greatest Warriors of all time, one of the best Warriors of all time with Kevin Durant them to run their damn money, right? If only if Chris Paul did not get fucking hurt, they would have beat the fucking Warriors, man. They had it right there. Instead, Chris Paul was out, and then he kept chucking all three, and then they kept chucking threes, having the one of the worst 3.3 like pointers like percentage of all time. Like it was just bad, like it's quads and everything. I'm like, damn, Chris Paul, it sucked ass. It was terrible. It was terrible, and it was just like fuck, man. It was not good, and obviously we shipped off to OKC helping young SGA who just probably got like traded from there a couple. I think it was like I think it was last year when he was around there. He got traded to OKC SGA. He was being a mentor with him, helping the young OKC at the time, who was the youngest team in the NBA. They probably still is, and he was trying to teach SGA how to be a leader, how to be a guy, to be clutched up and all that. And SGA got better as time went on, had potential. CP3 became the man on that team. Oh man, it was beautiful. They had Luthor. They had basically a young roster there, and it was built around them. It was just completely great. You know what I'm saying? Um, Obviously, he went to the Phoenix Suns after that, I believe so. And he went there, went to the NBA Finals, left them there. Devin Booker, perfect. It was one game away from winning the whole entire shit, and then Giannis took over, and that was pretty much it. And then they got annihilated against the Dallas afterwards, and it was over. And then he went to the Golden State Warriors. That didn't work out. Went to the Spurs to help out young Victor Wembanyama. That worked out completely. He played all 82 games, which was pretty impressive at his age, and he was helping young Victor to be in the lead, to be that point guard in the league, which is pretty cool. And of course, he went back to Clippers only for them to release his bitch ass. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just for like, I just hate what the Clippers did, man. I don't even want to explain that shit. It was just beyond awful. Like, fuck the LA Clippers, man. Seriously, I hope whatever karma they got going towards them. I really hope so. But that's not here, that's not there. Obviously, Chris Paul is he's like literally like the John Stockton in the modern era we got right now, and to me, in my opinion, he's the last pure point guard probably in the NBA that we're ever going to have. I don't see any more pure point guards that we got in the NBA currently, and I think Chris Paul's like the last one that's like the last pure point guard and everything else in the NBA. So, um, yeah, it's crazy, man. I've honestly, like I said, I have moments, what I'm saying, from Chris Paul moments. Like I said, that game set with the Spurs, that was he clutched the fuck up, man. That was huge. That was an amazing game. I'll forever remember that. Chris Paul had to step the fuck up. He had to, because Blake, because the scoring had to come towards him. He had to do whatever. And then him versus the LA Clippers in the Western Conference Final. He dropped to like I believe 50 something points. I don't know. It was game. I don't know. It was game 6, I believe, or game 5. I can't remember. But he dropped like 50 something points. It was like he was bringing back him younger version himself. I'm like, damn. And this time they was on the run to go to the NBA Finals. It was crazy, man. It was crazy. You know what I'm saying? And of course, him giving the run his money with Kobe Bryant in the playoff. You know what I'm saying? It was fantastic, man. Those memories, well, I would cherish with Chris Paul for the rest of my life. And you know what I'm saying? Obviously, it's something that I will never forget. And I'm honored to watch Chris Paul over the years, man. And obviously he has done an amazing job. Yeah, granted, he ain't perfect as a leader or whatever, but sometimes you need a leader to step the fuck up and say some real shit, unlike LA Clippers bitch asses. But that's not here, that's not there. Um, like I said, my favorite point guard of all time is retired. But hey, though, man, I wish nothing best for his retirement going forward. I hope he become a coach. That'd really be cool, no matter if it's college or basketball, or NBA, not college basketball, college or NBA, whatever. I really hope to see what he's going to do and going forward. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. Um, Obviously, we're going to leave off with his stats, I believe. I'm going to show you guys the stats. Actually, I'm going to put up my phone from his stats and see what he's going to end off of. So this is Chris Paul, like end of his career stats. He's leading the second time in NBA of all ranking of all time assists, like with 12,552, only trailing like John Stockton's 15,806. He's also second behind Josh Stockton in steals too as well. He leaves, as a 12-time All Stars, 11-time All NBA point guard, 5 times single season assist leader, 9 times all defensive selections. Since nobody don't think he plays defense, whatever, and he's a member of the 75th NBA anniversary team. So yeah, that's pretty much here. And obviously, he averaged like throughout his career, he averaged like 16.8 points, 9.2 assists, 4.4 rebound. He was a 2-time Olympic gold medalist. You know what I'm saying? And that's pretty much it. You know, that's pretty much it. You know what I'm saying? Paul, and of course, and LeBron James are the only players with at least 20,000 points and 10 assists in their careers. Well, wait, only 20,000 points and 10,000 assists in their career. So Chris Paul and LeBron James are only two players with at least 20,000 points and 10,000 assists in their careers. That's pretty impressive. Um, Obviously, the whole entire Clipper, farewell tour shit, all that happened. Uh, Well, his final game is that one, it's that one, fucking, you know, that one game when he went against the Miami Heat, and they said, "Oh, see, like cut the lead down to three, CP3 for three." Man, that's gonna suck ass. But at least he made three, so I guess so. Um, Last season with the Spurs, obviously he played all 82 games. Second time in his career, he played all 82 games and all that other type of stuff. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. You know what I'm saying? He took the Suns to 2-0 and they lost the next four, man. So that's unfortunate. They was a couple games away. Like, damn, man, that Suns team could have won it to beat Giannis them, but couldn't do it. But hey, it is what it is. Um, it is what it is, though. So I mean, that's pretty much it. Um, I wish nothing for the best for Chris Paul. You know what I'm saying? And whatever he's gonna do. It's unfortunately, you know what I'm saying, that you know what I'm saying, that he ain't go, he's gonna win without being ringless and all this, but you know what I'm saying, at this point, you know what I'm saying, his career, he's done. He's going to hang it up. It's understandable. Um, and that's pretty much it. Honestly, I wanted to say thank you, Chris Paul. My favorite point guard of all time, CP3, the point guard, people call him, for an amazing career. Watched him throughout my entire existence on this earth. I'm 26 years old, but watched him for over 21 years. Yeah, had a crazy ass good career, man. And there's no doubt in my mind he's going to be in the NBA Hall of Fame. Well, that alone. So, um, or the Basketball Hall of Fame, since you want to count college as shit, but whatever. It's no here, it's no there. Um, but yeah, obviously, wish nothing but the best for him in his after his basketball career, and I will support him all the way through there. And amazing career, man, amazing career. I wish he would have won a ring at least, but hey, his accolades, like all throughout, it's pretty amazing. Being a 6 foot point guard, scoring 20,000 points and having over 10,000 assists, that's impressive. Um, in my opinion, Chris Paul is like the last. I think he's probably gonna be the last ever, pure point guard we're ever going to see in the NBA for a very long time, and I'm forever grateful for what he has put on the court, and I wish nothing but the best for him going forward. And yeah, see what happens in his after his basketball career, and I'm looking forward to it. So, with that being said, you know what I'm saying, thank y'all for watching. Leave a like, subscribe. Let me know in the comment section down below how you feel about Chris Paul, CP3, the point guard, retiring after 21 years playing in the NBA. And yeah, let me know in the comment section down below how you feel about it. I really wish he would have had his retirement tour, and then he retired off season. That would really be cool, but it is what it is. He got his he played 21 plus years, 21 years in the NBA, made numerous All Stars, NBA teams. He done tremendous shit in the lead. He built himself up, and forever grateful to watch him. And once again, wish nothing for the best for him in his endeavors. And hopefully he get a coaching job. That would really be cool. Coaching job, whether it's in college or whether it's in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he go coach at Wake Forest or something like that, or something like that. I don't know. Since he went to college at Wake Forest, just like Tim Duncan did. But that's no here, that's no there. Um, yeah, that's pretty much it. As always, take care. I'm out. Peace. And once again, thank you, Chris Paul, CP3, the point guard, for having an amazing, illustrious career. And man, I'm gonna miss you playing ball, Chris Paul, my favorite point guard of all time. But hey, though, I know you're gonna do something better afterwards of this whole ball thing. So yeah, pretty much it. Take care. I'm out. Peace.